Hey guys, this is Nick, and hope everything is well with you guys. Um, I'm just doing sort of like a life update thing, because a lot's been going on lately. If you've been watching my previous videos, you would see that my grandma passed away, which really sucked. It was my grandma on my mom's side. And really, I don't know that much of that family. You know, I used to know them when I was younger, but since I've moved away, I don't keep in touch with any of them except for my grandma. And so none of them really know about what I'm doing or transitioning or anything like that, because I don't have any of them on Facebook or anything like that. The only person I know is my cousin Sarah, who is amazing, and she's totally cool with it. And so it was really awkward. Yeah, just really awkward. Everyone, they don't know any better, so they call me by my birth name and female pronouns. And when you're almost 7 months, it's such a long time, and you see so many changes that when you have to go through something like this, it's pretty intense and awkward and just weird. You know, I'd rather it happen now, not that I wanted my grandma to die, but it would have been really awkward if I was past a year or something and legally had my name changed. So it was just awkward all around. It's a hard subject to approach because my family is Catholic. Well, at least my mom's family is Catholic and really religious. So it was a pretty religious ceremony. You know, people saying a lot of prayers, repeating prayers and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't know because I am not a religious person. I have nothing against religious people. I have nothing against the Catholic religion. It just seems to me like they would have there would be a lot of mixed reactions if they knew what I was going through right now. So I didn't tell anybody. I just talked about it with my cousin because she hasn't seen me for years. So it was interesting, to say the least. It really sucks, and I'm sad that my grandma died. I took that pretty rough. But I couldn't find myself to cry. I almost cried like once and never did. So I think before I started testosterone, I probably would have bawled my head off during the wake or anything like that, because I get very emotional, especially when I was on my period and stuff like that. And knowing my luck, that I would have been on my period while I was there. So, you know, it's just like weird for me to go there and be such a different person. And you know, I'm still myself, but I'm different. I look different, and I sound different. And I'm sure a lot of them noticed that. I did not shave any hair around here or anything like that. So I guarantee you that people saw, you know, like a partial beard on my neck. And I just don't care. You know, it's awkward. But I never speak to that side of the family, so really, you know, the grandma was kind of the anchor point to that family, and I really don't talk to any of them on a regular basis, so I'm probably never going to see the majority of them ever again unless something happens and someone else dies. I hate to think about that, but you know, what can I do? So it was just really awkward. And my mom is not so okay with my transitioning stuff, so that, I mean, she was good to me and everything, but of course she, you know, called me my birth name and used female pronouns. I don't think that's really hard for me to talk about. I'm getting emotional talking about that, because I'd like to say that if I had a child with Leora, which I plan on doing, and they were transgendered, I would never ever refuse to respect them and call them what they wanted to be called. and support them. And in a way, my mom is supporting me. They paid for every, we had to spend quite a lot of money to get there, a lot on gas, stuff like that. And my dad paid it all back. We had to stay in 2 hotels because the drive is 16 hours long, and I can't do it in one shot. I could, but it'd be very, very uncomfortable. So, my dad paid for everything, and he was cool about it. But the fact remains that I was just really uncomfortable there. Here I'm Nick, and everyone in my life knows me as a guy. Sometimes there are slip-ups, and obviously I have to deal with, going by my legal name at work until I get my name changed. But even then, it's everybody knows the situation for the most part, so it's not as awkward. And when they slip up, they say sorry, or I didn't mean to do that, There's a difference between slipping up and just not making any effort when you know what's going on. And that's what I feel like with my parents, but I also feel like I can't force this on them. I can't force them to change how they're going to be, because that would be wrong to do that. Because I have to look at it from their point of view, but sometimes it's really hard. So it was just awkward. I was there Monday through Thursday. Well, no, I'm sorry, Tuesday through Thursday. Monday we drove. Tuesday we got there in the afternoon and had to go right to the wake. And then the funeral was the next day in the morning. So it was just, not only was I tired from driving, it was just an intense visit. I had not seen mom or dad since I started testosterone. And I'm sure, even though they wouldn't admit it, it was a pretty big shock. My brother was the best out of all them. My brother asked me what I was changing my legal name to so that he couldn't call me Nick, and he can start calling me that and using male pronouns. He was using female pronouns and stuff and, calling me by my birth name, but that's because, we did not want my parents to have a little hissy fit. So I have a feeling next time I see him, he will be calling me Nick and he, because he told me that he loves me, and even if he doesn't like what I'm doing, he supports me and does not want to lose me as a brother. So he was the best person that I talked to about it. Him and his wife, Amira, who is having a baby, which is super exciting. They are so cute together, and it was just awesome to see my brother and Amira, because, somehow I just knew, my brother was going to be the most accepting of it. And it was really good to see my other grandma. She came over Wednesday night, and we had Chinese and stuff, and she told me how handsome I look and how scruffy I am and everything, and that I look like my dad, when he was a young man, and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And, yeah. Since I've rambled on about that for a while, I'll do a quick update on changes. Not much to report except for more hair. My voice continues to crack sometimes and get deeper, and I think it's finally starting to get to where it's even, so that's always nice. I can't really think of anything else. Usually long drives like that wipe me out, but thanks to the testosterone and having more energy, I don't get sick anymore after a long drive. I used to get really sick. Even if I just drove 8 hours, I would feel very fatigued and almost be on the verge of passing out from driving so long, and just feel really sick to my stomach. But that doesn't happen anymore, so that's really good. I really can't think of anything else. I'm getting my name legally changed next Friday, hopefully. I'm going to go in there to the courthouse really early, because I was told if I go real early, they might be able to schedule me in that day. And if they can't schedule me in that day, it'll be really quick. So, that's awesome. Can't wait to do that. I've got the forms ready and everything like that, so hopefully by next Friday I will be Nicholas Brian Phillips officially, and I'm sure I'll be making a video on that. Can't really think of anything else to say except for how awkward it was and how much it sucked. It was good to see family, and I love my family, but I can't do that for extended periods of time. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much all I want to say. Hope everything is good with you guys, and yeah, catch you later.